So hello friends, hope you all are doing great. This is SnR Show, and today we will discuss about a interesting topic about cryptocurrency. Hope you find it interesting and relevant. So let's get started. So as you know, we are going to talk about cryptocurrency. So let's straight away jump into questions.
Yeah.
So in general, what is cryptocurrency? What is your opinion?
See, what I would say here is a cryptocurrency basically consists of two terms, crypto and currency. So, crypto is some form of encoding, and currency is a form of exchanging money. There are different forms of currency, as you know, like there is a US dollar, we have the ruble, we have the Indian rupee. Now, there are different valuations of them according to the market. So, I will give a little bit background on this also, maybe it can help. Like there are three kinds of ways the government tries to regulate the currency of any country. So it can be fixed type, it can be floating type, or it can be a hybrid type. So what we see in the fixed type is the government fixes the valuation. For example, it will not rise up and down according to the market. It is a value the government has decided, and it fixes it basically. For example, we have the Kuwaiti dinar. So it's an example of fixed currency. And there are floating currencies also, which is totally volatile. Means it's totally unregulated. There is no, the government does not put any bars on it. It's totally left according to the market. For example, if we talk about the Indian rupee, so if the demand for Indian goods increases, then export increases, and the demand for the Indian currency, for example, now that $1 is equal to around 75 rupees. So the demand for the US dollar is 75 times more than India. So I don't know the current value actually. I sometime back it was 75. Maybe it's around 79 today. Value decreases. Yeah. So so it's 75 times the valuation, whatever means $1 is 75 in Indian rupee. So it's 75 times more powerful, or you can say the dollar has 75 times more demand than the Indian rupee in the international market, basically. So according to that, it can regulate. If it's a floating type, it's totally free, then it can regulate according to it. Means whatever the market is, whatever the demand of that currency is according to that. Next is the hybrid type. So it's a mixture of these two. So we are not keeping it floating, as in the floating type. We are not setting it free. On the other hand, we are not even fixing it. We are basically putting a bar on it. For example, $1 is around 75. So the government will say, okay, I will not let it go below 70 or above 80. Okay, if it's 74, 73, I'll okay. 77, 78 is okay, but not less than 70 or more than 80, or maybe less than 68. Some kind of bar is there. So that is a form of. So Indian currency is basically a hybrid type. So uh, that's what I wanted to tell about the currency thing. And so cryptocurrency is also a type of currency. It is also a form of exchanging money. For example, we have Bitcoin, we have Terracoin. There are many kinds of Dogecoin, and there are several cryptocurrencies. So their valuations are dependent. For example, whatever I said in the currency thing, it's the similar in case of cryptocurrency also. But in cryptocurrency, there is no regulations. So you can't fix it. It's not even hybrid. It's totally floating. It's a very volatile thing. So it's totally floating, basically. So whatever the demand increases, for example, Bitcoin is crashing nowadays, that means its demand is continuously fluctuating, and there's no one to regulate. The public demand is decreasing, its valuation is decreasing. As simple as that. So that's what is cryptocurrency. And crypto basically is a form of encoding. So you are basically what is happening here is basically you are the currency. the technology it's based on. So each transaction is depicted by a hash code. Okay. So what happens is,
What is this hash code?
okay, hash code is basically, for example, if I'm calling you, yeah, and I'm saying hello.
Yeah.
So the system, the digital system, the yeah, it does not understand hello. Yeah. If I'm saying hello, how are you? These things, yeah, computer or the system, whatever is involved in this, that doesn't understand. So what it will do? Because it runs with binary language. Yeah, definitely. So it will convert it into a code. For example, you say 1025, 1021, something like that, maybe 1025. I'm saying. So some form of code, according to the system, a code will be generated. Okay, so hello will be converted into a code. So now the system understands that code. It will transmit that code. For example, I'm telling hello on my phone. So my phone has a system. My phone doesn't understand hello. So my phone will try to convert that hello into a code. Yeah, whatever I'm telling. Here it may be binary. What I mean by hashing, I'll tell you that. So yeah, it's converted into a code, and then the phone transmits that code through the transmission medium, and then it reaches you, and then the phone or the device at your end, then it converts that code into hello, and you listen hello. So it's not simply like I'm saying hello and okay, the phone is telling okay, so I'm telling hello, okay, I'll tell hello. No, there is a code to convert. Then at your end also the code is converted into common understandable language, and then you listen to hello. So hashing is basically, for example, you have say uh, 10 numbers. Okay. So and you have space only to store 2 numbers. What you can do here, you can make a chain here. Okay, think of this like this. Like you have two hooks and you have say 10 keys. Key. So two hooks and 10 keys. Of course, the common sense says we can't do it. What you can do? You can string five maybe. Okay, 5 chains, 5 keys you can chain it. Another 5 keys you chain it, or maybe 6 4 anything, and you put it in the hook. That is okay. The problem is solved. So hashing is like enabling that. For example, the hashing will take place like say the number divided by or say mod 2. What is mod? Mod is basically remainder. For example, you say you have 10 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you take remainder by 2. So all the odd numbers will give a remainder of 1 and the even numbers will give remainder 0. So you have two codes 0 and 1. You have two hooks and you whichever gives 0 you put in the 0 hook, chain it into a 0 hook, and whichever gives 1 you chain it into a 1 hook. So simply your work is done. So that is hashing. And here what is being done is your transaction. The technology what it does is, for example, I am transferring you currency, cryptocurrency. For example, you say Bitcoin, I am transferring you 2 Bitcoins. So that transaction, that Subham Paul is transferring 2 Bitcoins to Rupam. So what it will do is it will encode it. That transaction is encoded into a code basically, and that gets stored on the system. So that from there encoding crypto thing comes. Crypto is basically encoding and currency, as I said. So cryptocurrency now. Yeah. So that's why that is.
So what do you think about when it is started? When is cryptocurrency started? Who is the inventor? Like,
okay. It was started around as much as I remember, it started at around 2008, 2009, end of 2008, somewhere like that. And it was started by Satoshi Nakamoto. He had the vision basically that, for example, I would give a background of a bit of Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3 that will help a bit. So nowadays Web 3 is going on. Okay. So first, initially in 1990s there was Web 1.
How he thought about cryptocurrency?
Yeah. So what was his motivation? I will say I'll give it like for example, there was the Web 1 in 1990s. So that time what happened was uh, there were web pages. The internet was that time very very slow, as we can imagine. So uh, since the internet was slow, and there were like web pages, like you could read something. Maybe some writer has published something on the net, blog kind of thing, and you can read it. Then came Web 2 in around 2004 with Google, Facebook. Now you can contribute to the system. Like in Facebook, you can comment. If someone is posting a photo, someone can post a photo, someone can comment on it. You can contribute on digital space basically. That was Web 2. In Web 1, you couldn't contribute. In Web 2, we could contribute. Now in Web 2, there was a problem. There were few centralized organizations which did hold all the power basically. So basically, in Facebook, you're giving the data. So all the data given by all the users were given to Facebook. So Facebook is an organization. For example, say it was built by Mark Zuckerberg. So you're giving basically Mark Zuckerberg all the power. You are giving Facebook all the power of your data. So there are a few organizations that are holding all the power. So that is not a very good thing to have actually. You can't give all the power of you cannot entrust all your data to someone like that. There should be a common platform. That was the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto when it started. So what Satoshi Nakamoto wanted to do was basically he wanted to decentralize the power. Means he didn't want to give the power of or the data rights to some particular central authority. He wanted to distribute the power among the common people. He tried to make a network like that. So the technology is basically the blockchain technology that is. So he built it in such a way that he wanted to decentralize the power. That was the main key vision. So it was started in around 2008, and yeah, it still is a very good, valuable technological aspect, and we must. It's quite appreciable. Like then the vision is quite good, and with the coming up of Web 3 in the recent time.
When it started becoming popular,
Yeah. That is the point I was
how
coming
it have a sudden growth.
to. Yeah. So that is what I was coming to. So as I said, like Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3.
Yeah.
So when Web 3 came, so Web 3 is the space. So as I said, in Web 2 you can contribute, but the power is given to certain organizations. But in Web 3 you come to a space where you have distributed power. So with the coming up of Web 3, this blockchain thing, like it found a growth. Like it's means people came to know more about it with the coming of Web 3. Similar to Web 2, when Web 2 came, then people came to know about Gmail and all these things. Then Facebook, yeah. Similarly, with Web 3, people came to know more about blockchain technologies and cryptocurrencies. So, yeah. So Web 3 started nearly around, I guess, around 2019, something like that. So, yeah, in recent times only. So, uh, from then, the cryptocurrency started to see massive growth.
So, how safe is cryptocurrency? Means every people can invest on it.
Now, see, what I would like to say here is cryptocurrency thing is totally volatile, as I said earlier. So, what I would say, my personal opinion would be, uh, there are a few key aspects which I believe are important. For example, firstly, I would say that you must know the technology behind it. Yeah. So, from the price safety point of view, I would say it is absolutely safe because the technology that it is based on, that blockchain. So, in blockchain, what happens is, as I said, that's a medium of hashing, encrypting. So, the transaction for example, you suppose in the Web3 space, there are 100 users. I mean, 100, there are 100 people, they all are having cryptocurrencies, all are having some number of bitcoins, and then you suppose, and all are connected through, suppose all are points, dots, and you connect all of them by lines. Okay, so now what you do? is, for example, I transfer two bitcoins to you. So Subhampal is transferring two bitcoins to you. So there is three important things here. So Subhampal the sender, Subhampal the receiver, and the amount, that is two bitcoins. So this data is converted into hash code, and then it is shared to all the users. And you can, so I am transferring. So I have a code basically, means you can say password kind of thing. So when I have that password, when I access my account with my password, then that two bitcoins is deducted from my account, and to get it into your account, you will have to get some password that you have to put in, and you put in that password and you get the two bitcoins in your account, right? So what's happening here is now that is being shared. Okay, so suppose there is a middleman hacker kind of thing. He will try to come in the middle. For example, two dots, as I said. He will try to come into the middle and then disrupt the connection and somehow get their two bitcoins, suppose. But what is happening here? The safety point of view is like the hash code. If he wants to change, so if he tries to change, all the other hash codes will get disrupted. You can think it in that way. And then what that means, from the hacker's point of view, what his task will be is to hack all the networks, which is a very difficult task, as you can understand.
Cryptocurrency is very
Yeah, so you have to, since all the users are connected, there's a decentralized thing. So you have to break in all the networks, and then only you can maybe become hack the system. You can't just hack it into two points and two dots and cut the point. You have to break all the points, all the lines basically. Okay, so that is the way. So it's very safe that way. And what I think is people are nowadays like seeing the rise. But what I feel is if you want to, for example, invest and all, then you must understand the technology behind it. That is very, very important. People are seeing the rise, but you have to understand the technology. So that will help you in anything. You have to have knowledge on the field, then only you must invest. Otherwise, you are like, if your luck is good, then you may go up, but if your luck is bad, you may fall into debt. So that is a very not a very good thing to do. So it's advisable to have significant amount of knowledge before you start investing or having cryptocurrencies as an asset. And uh, yeah, the volatility has to be studied. Of course, you have to understand the market. You have to understand the events of the cryptocurrency involved. For example, you want to invest in Terracoin, Bitcoin, suppose. There are several. Okay, Matic.
Okay, I understand. It is very safe. It has any disadvantage? Means is cryptocurrency a disadvantage?
Um, See, what I feel is that it's absolutely volatile. Now, in government system, what is there? There is a government to regulate. Okay, he's putting bars. You don't go like, for example, suppose today I have 1 rupee. Suppose I have $1.
Yeah.
So $1 is equal to 80 rupees. Okay. So I have that $1. Okay, its valuation will go up and down, but still I have $1. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a big amount. Means it's a good amount. Now, for example, if I have one Bitcoin, or I'm again and again taking Bitcoin, you take anything XYZ coin. Suppose it's a cryptocurrency XYZ coin, and then what you do is you have it, and suddenly, since the government is regulating the normal currency, so it will stay. Means it can go up and down, but it will stay between something. Here it can absolutely crash to zero. Means today you have a XYZ coin and tomorrow it crashes totally. Since it's totally volatile, it can totally crash and then you have nothing. Means you have XYZ coin but its value is zero. So you are having nothing absolutely. Like for saying sort means for telling you are having one Bitcoin. Means I can tell okay I have one XYZ coin, but actually its value is zero. So I have actually nothing. So that is a difficult disadvantageous part because there is no regulatory body it can like anything can happen to it. It's absolutely volatile and unpredictable what will happen. That is a main key disadvantage, I suppose. The volatility and unpredictability, basically. Yeah, that's the reason. But yeah, what I feel is that if you understand the technology, what I was saying, you can minimize these risks. If you understand the events, if you understand the market properly, then you can minimize the risk of losing on cryptocurrency. Means you will, if you are in on track, you keep track with the latest news. Okay, this is happening, and with the technology, whatever is happening up, you are updating yourself constantly. Then you will know, okay, this is a disadvantage, and this is, and you will try to play safe rather than okay, it's going up. Okay, put in all the money. Okay, it will boom, and then it can suddenly crash. Anything can happen. That is a big risk. So if you have significant, if you put in sufficient effort and sufficient, if you have sufficient knowledge, then you can it have a great loss. Yeah, you can minimize that loss if you have a sufficient knowledge and on the field and the domain. Yeah.
So, what rules and regulations which govern cryptocurrency?
What? Yeah. So like now, what is happening is like several there are governments. Initially, they were when it initially it was demanded a lot when it Web3 came up and all. Then India was not like, if we take India first of all, India was not very much for it. Like it was kind of he like wanted to see, okay, what are the other countries doing, and then it will come up to a decision. But here, what's happening is India will not try to what is that means is not trying to take the first step, but now recently India has uh, come up to it, means it has come up to a decision basically, and it has accepting digital currency, and it has put some crypto tax. Basically, you have to show whatever is your digital earnings, and then you have to pay a 30% crypto tax basically. Your crypto earnings and crypto assets and all, you have to pay 30% crypto tax based. So that is a regulation, and different countries have different amount of taxation on it. So that's basically a means of the government to basically it's not actually I would say it's a bit safe because the government is involved, so it will take some regulatory steps. Means it will try to minimize the volatility, the jumping up and down. It can control it a bit, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I think it's an advantageous thing, and yeah, so it's putting on taxation, and it's a mode of income for the government also. So yeah, these are some of the regulatory steps these are taking, and still like many countries have not yet come up to some decision. But yeah, many of the uh, developed countries have come up to a decision and have mainly they have accepted the digital currency with as it's a it has an advantageous position in the market definitely. So yeah, these are some of the regulations that have been taken by some of the governments, and maybe they will like change accordingly, modify their customs accordingly, whatever is the situation as and when.
So, what things we should do before investing on cryptocurrency? Means as I am a new user, so what you will give me suggestion before after investing on cryptocurrency?
See, I would say only two things. First of all, you understand the technology, as I said earlier.
The marketing map.
No, the blockchain technology first, and secondly, the map. What you say. You have to understand the market. You have to understand what is happening with. Yeah, that is very important. That is the foundation of it. And secondly, you have to go in with the market. What are the events happening? What are the news related? For example, if suppose uh, take any coin, XYZ coin as I was saying, I will not name any cryptocurrency again and again. So, except suppose XYZ coin have it's a it's I've taken a cryptocurrency XYZ coin. Now, suppose there is some billionaire, say Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, are buying bitcoins. Have brought a big amount of bitcoins, and you come to know about it. That Elon Musk has bought uh, 10 bitcoins. So, what the public will see that okay, Elon Musk has invested, he must have thought something, and so the demand will increase, and hence the valuation will increase, right? So before investing, if you know that event that Elon Musk has bought or Elon Musk is going to buy, if you buy then, so you have to understand the market basically. You are keeping updating with the events. So if you somehow come to know that Elon Musk is going to buy, you buy some cryptocurrency because you know that Elon Musk will buy and then the value will rise. My asset will also rise. Yeah, the valuation will. So that basically understanding the technology, understanding the market, and keeping updating with the news. These single things, few things I would say, are important for investing.
So, what is the future of cryptocurrency? Means, will it suddenly crash or perish? Means, what is your opinion?
See, what I feel is technology is always updating. So with coming, firstly there was Web 1, then Web 2, Web 3. So it is development. So the world tries to go towards development in everything, technologies, everything. Firstly, what is it? In rockets in India, that the first rocket we know that it was taken in a cycle, and now we have such advanced missile systems and all, and there's many technology has taken like big leaps. So
it has a rapid growth in
yeah.
few years.
So like the world tries to adapt with the new tech coming up of technology as it makes us means it comes up with advantages, disadvantages both, but the world tries to adapt to some new thing. It doesn't like seem to adapt to some boring or some monotonic thing. So as we update technology, the world usually, generally, it's always happens that it tries to adapt to that new thing if it is having good amount of advantages. So what I feel, since it's a new technology, it will not perish. It will stay. That is my opinion, absolutely. That what I feel is that there is power in this technology, and if it is properly now see, cryptocurrency was first built as a currency, but now it is more seen as an asset. People are trying to own Bitcoin as an asset. Like, okay, I have one Bitcoin, means I have 15 lakh rupees. Means I don't know the valuation at the moment, but whatever it is, like that, it is seen as an asset basically. So, like for example, your house it's worth 50 lakh rupees. So now you have one Bitcoin or two Bitcoins worth this amount of rupees. So it is basically seen as an asset, not a means of currency. But the founder had basically seen it as a means of currency. We can maybe, with coming up of regulations and all, maybe we can see that more and more developmental changes can happen, and then it can become more easy to use as a form of currency. Cryptocurrency can become more be used as a currency. But whatever it is asset or currency, I feel it's going to stay and it will not perish quickly. So yeah, that's my
So
opinion.
now world is like in a race. So if any other thing come,
Yeah. So
and
that is
cryptocurrency is.
yeah, that's a very important thing. Yeah, it can happen. But still, for example, if you see paper money, yeah, paper money is not perishing absolutely. But yeah, the world is shifting towards digital. So uh, maybe it can last for a long time. Like no one can say it can last forever. That is never can be said. So yeah, what I feel is that it can stay for a long time. Since paper currency can stay for a long time, so cryptocurrency what I feel can stay for a long time. I don't know the demand and all, and how it will be seen as I said, asset or currency. But what I feel is that yeah, with new coming up of technology, maybe it can happen that we more if it is having many advantages and all, then people can shift to that. But I don't think cryptocurrency will totally die. It will stay now. Yeah, that's totally dependent on what is the new advancement. But yeah, it's, what I feel is it will not perish as quickly. It can stay for a long time. That means I feel it's there is a significant power in the technology. The vision is quite like decentralization thing is quite important. So I think it will not perish and it will stay.
So thank you. It was a very nice talk.
Yeah, it was my pleasure also.